No disrespect, baby, but you ain't shit. Yeah, I know I'm petty, bitch, but I do not care, bitch. Yeah, I know I'm petty, bitch, but I do not care, bitch. I cannot stand your ass. You get no love over here, ho. I cannot stand your ass. You get no love over here, ho. I know I'm petty, bitch, but I do not care, bitch. Look, I hope your light bulb just blew, now you in the dark. I hope you wake up in the morning and your car don't start. I hope you feel embarrassed. Hope you get the bubble guts and your ass got a shit while you stuck in traffic. Hope you got dirty dishes. Hope your weed itch and you gotta pat your damn head every couple minutes. I hope your nail break. I hope your stomach cramping hard and your period stay on a couple extra days. I hope your feet hard. I hope you grocery shopping, you forget the pin number to your EBT card. I hope you mad, ho. Next time you get your hair dead, I pray your bang cricket in your track show. I hope you need braces. I hope your phone go dead in the middle of your
Hey, beautiful people. How are y'all doing tonight? I got my shit all sideways, y'all. Anyways, I hope y'all are having an amazing, happy Valentine's Day and y'all had fun with y'all's booze. Hey, Black Mom Bosty. Hey, Miss Lynette. Hey, Elias, Toto. Hey, okay, I think I got everybody that's here so far. Hey, everybody. I hope y'all are feeling okay and everything's good. Hey, Lady S. Happy Valentine's Day, beautiful people. The beautiful people, the beautiful people. I thought I'd come on here and just, chill with my people. Tell everybody happy Valentine's Day. We went out to eat today, y'all. And we had really good food. We ended up going to one of our places that we like to go that's local. And my fiance's doing Ash Wednesday, so he can't have uh he can't have anything meat product related because he's Catholic. He's Catholic. I'm Baptist, but that's side of the point. I consider myself undenominational. So he had him a cheese pizza with some vegetables. And I had me a bacon chicken ranch wrap, and it was so good. I hope you feel better, Miss Lynette. Like, for reals. I'm so sorry I missed VS's stream today, y'all. I was out and about and doing things. I had to get some cleaning products because this house ain't going to clean itself. You know how that goes, ladies. We always have to clean and do. But yeah, that's basically what my man did for me. And then I got him some cute little glasses. That's like from his favorite show called like Yellowstone. So that's what we did today. How's everybody's night going? Everybody doing good? I know I missed it too. And okay, so I got to redo my membership and whatnot because I just don't have it right now. So yeah, it is what it is. Um, so I got to redo it so I can watch it because I missed it. I was busy. I was like, oh my God. Because everybody knows me. I don't have minutes on my phone. So if I didn't have data to be there, just because I forgot to do it. See, ADHD is a fun thing in the fact that if I don't write things down, I forget. See, Miss Lynette, you making me all jealous and stuff. You got to watch the replay because I know it was good. I've been missing her on these streets. It's not been dry necessarily because there has been a lot going on more than, and why is they doing that? Stop it. Sorry, y'all. Um, but there's been a lot going on in these streets, man. I swear. I saw all of that stuff go down. I was like, Lord, baby, Jesus. Oh, I'll get to it eventually. I swear. Um, you know me, I don't ever miss nothing hardly. Like, I've been noticing what's going on with all these sectors, and I'm like, sweet baby Jesus. Hey, Miss Yolanda. Happy Valentine's Day, beautiful. But yeah, it's been crazy. A lot of this stuff been going on. I've been like, oh my God. And I totally don't read Lipstick Alley for all the stuff I miss. I, I don't know who else don't. I mean, I've been reading on there for a while, but I don't drop down. I just read. I like to read. They keep me informed. If I miss something, I know what had happened was in retrospect. And oh my God, okay. I will say this, like when I was visiting other sectors myself, talking about the Sabrina situation, when I was visiting other sectors, I did not come into those sectors raising Cain. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't come in with the drama. I go up there and I'm respectful. You know what I'm saying? I say hey to everybody, all kind of stuff like that, right? But um, the way she came in is not the way you do it in the beef sector. I will say that much. In the beefing sector, as mother always says, I love the way he says that. It's just one of my favorite sayings. You can't have no past. You can't have no convictions. You can't none of that. Because they will straight up clock all your stuff. And if you do have it, you come out with it yourself first and the right way, if that makes sense. You got to be careful in these streets. You got to be careful. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Okay. Lipstick Alley is basically you have to have somebody send you the link for the thread in order for you to be able to really keep up. Okay. To break it down, I'm giving a tutorial on Lipstick Alley. Each person can reply to another person's post, right? And that's why you'll see that little box up above it. That's somebody replying, right? And it'll create a thread. Hey, Mob Ties, what's up? And so that's how you keep up. But it is kind of hard because I'm going to tell you something. The only reason I know how to navigate it myself is because over there in the white sector, they have something called locale, which is the same thing. It's just for a different sector, right? And some of like the commentary community people's stuff, it's the same thing though. They tell all the information. That's where people's information gets put. You get what I'm trying to say? It's very similar in nature. It's just written differently in a little bit. But hey, King ABC, what up? Oh, I love your puppy doggy. I love puppy doggies. That is a beautiful pity. Sorry, y'all. I got distracted by the pity. I can't help myself. But it is hard to do if you've never done it, kind of situation. But you'll get the hang of it eventually. Um, I I've literally been reading over there for a minute now, but because I used to read back in the day, and then I lost the thread. And contrary to popular belief, Lipstick Alley, if you were watching me, I did not get that thread from VS. I got it from somebody else. So don't blame it on her. She posted it on her wall, but I had it way before then. And don't hate me, please, because I love y'all stuff. Y'all tell me, keep me informed. I need that information. I need all the information. But no, I've been jacking around with all the other sectors, walking around, seeing what's going on with who. The Sabrina situation come up. The MU situation just happened. In the Mo3 sector, they had a mole come in who claimed to be a private investigator that was supposed to be helping with the Mo3 case. Come to find out, the person's a whole mole and is actually trying to help somebody who actually may have been involved get away with it or something. But supposedly, Ratchet TV, I'm gonna give you a shout out, Ratchet. Hey, Ratchet. Um, exposed her. She was going around saying she knew all this information and everything. Girl, my allergies been acting up. This weather change ain't no good. But yeah, she was a mole. Yep. And then they canceled Duke Pharaoh, then they're cool with Duke Pharaoh, then they canceled Duke Pharaoh. So I don't know what's going on that, and I'm staying out of it. I ain't like Bennett, I ain't in it. Room Shaker got mixed up with the Black Sector stuff. You know how Diva, Miss Mo, and that diet person and that other person, I totally forgot their name. They've been going back and forth for like 2 or 3 years now because there's been a lot going on with that situation, right? I was like, girl, you better stay away from over there. You better not. Don't do it. They'll get you. Like, I do not get in that business. I ain't messing with Mr. Joke. I'm gonna give y'all a shout out. Hey, I ain't messing with y'all. I'm cool with y'all. Please don't kill me. Don't beef with me. I don't want to die today. I'm too pretty. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm stupid, but I don't like go over and mess with like I'll go over there and say hey to them. I'll shout their streams. You know what I'm saying? I'll go ooh oh my god, but I'm not getting in their beef because that beef is like personal. You get what I'm saying? Like there's certain beefs you just don't touch. You don't get in it. You don't mess with it because that's a personal thing. It's too far gone, and I ain't getting in it. I'm like Bennett, dang it. But yeah, I ain't getting in that beef. You gotta be careful in some of these sectors. You gotta be careful. Um, then I'm glad that we found out who gave the pictures to you, and that's like not a thing anymore because that was like a 4 or 5 day thing of this person sent them, and then this person sent them, and I think this person sent them, and then shout out to Cladiva. Uh, she straight up letting everything out, everything. Woo, baby. Um, but I will say that I gotta wipe my nose, y'all. It's draining. But anyway, all right, we'll have to go get some tissue in a minute. Um, um, what was I saying? Oh yeah, Claudiva let it all out, and I can't believe that Snoop would throw Church Lady under the bus. She has always had her back. It kind of breaks my heart because like seeing somebody that show A1 day one kind of situation, you know what I mean? Like I feel sad for her because I know that she had her back through thick and thin, no matter what nobody said about Snoopy. And I don't have a problem with Snoop myself because I don't know the lady. You know what I'm saying? I'm just reporting on what I seen. Um, um, which she may not like me just because of my affiliation with MU, which is cool. I don't care. I'm affiliated with a lot of people, so it don't mean nothing. Don't mean that I hate you. You know what I mean? I swear to God, Miss Lynette, it's the change of the season right now. It's getting hot in Mississippi, and we keep going back from hot to cold, hot to cold, hot to cold. And I can't deal with this. And then I feel so bad for northern states right now with that snowstorm because we had that like 2 or 3 weeks ago. So I'm like, I feel so bad for y'all because that sucks. Um, but yeah, that situation, I'm so kind of glad that it's over with a little bit because it was, woo. I'm like, baby Jesus, some people need some restraining orders. Um, Happy Valentine's Day, ODS. How you doing, beautiful? Oh my God, I swear for God. I was talking about the situations, but the Sabrina chick came into this sector way the wrong way. When I go over to like a different sector, like if I go over to the black sector, I go over to the T sector, I go over to the Mo 3 sector, I go over there like respectfully. You know what I mean? If she wanted to come in there is a way that she could have came over here. All she had to do was start going to chats, being respectful to the major content creators. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, she tried to come in the drama way, which I've seen people do and do it well. Do it very well, might I add. I've seen people come into this sector and do it that way. But a lot of times, the best way to build your audience is by being a kind person, or controversial, either or. But when you come into a sector, you have to show respect to all the OGs. You have to show, when you go into a chat, be respectful. But you got to be careful when you start drama, because some people take that stuff entirely too seriously, and this is the beef sector. Like, yeah, she knows what the Mo 3 sector gives. The Mo 3 sector does give, but the beef sector's a whole nother beast. I'm like, ooh, you better be careful, girl. Be careful. And then I heard that other thing she had said, head, and I'm like, oh, no, you did. You gonna get in troubles. I ain't getting in it, and I'm like, Bennett, I ain't do it. But I will say you wrong for saying that shit. See, I be sky watching a lot of people. They just don't know. Happy Valentine's Day, ODS. And Tennessee is so beautiful, Miss Lynette. I've been up there quite a few times. Obviously, up in Mississippi, it's so not hard to go to Tennessee. But Sabrina, the one, like, the part about her trying to come in, she's got to come in a different way. But I don't know if she could be saved at this point in the beef sector. I don't know. And it's not if you think it's, yes, the content creators can sway the view of the viewers, but it is the beef sector audience that is going to make or break you. So be kind to them, because the beef sector audience and the subscribers over here are the ones who give the push to the content creators. They're the ones who, open up their time, use their time to view you, like your videos, share your stuff out. They're the ones who drop it in people's cash apps and stuff like that. You don't, if you're looking to expand your audience, you don't then push away. You get what I'm saying? Like, you gotta come correct to the subscribers, because if you make the whole beef sector mad and all the subscribers, you see what I'm saying? You might have people hate watch you, though. So to be devil's advocate in this situation, it could work for her favor for a little bit, right? Because drama does sell. It could work for her favor for a little bit, for people to hate watch her or see what she's going to do, but she's got to be able to hold them. Something I was always taught, and somebody knows if they're watching in the bushes what I'm talking about. You have to have the it factor and keep people. You have to be able to talk and hold a conversation. Hey, Miss Raya, hey, beautiful. You have to be able to keep a conversation with people, keep people's attention. Because if you do not, there goes your audience, right? So she might be able to jump up there with numbers really quickly, but that'll drop back down once the drama's over with, right? As long as the drama is, there, they'll be there to watch. But as soon as it's over with, so it depends on what she does and how people are drawn to her. There are going to be some people who, yeah, it's very boring. If people are bored, they're going to drop away every time, right? They're going to walk away. So they'll go for the drama at first, but it's going to level out. This goes for anybody who has a beef or whatnot. You're going to have hate watchers. You're going to have people who do like you. But after that beef is over with, it's how you can continue to hold that audience. Are you having a good repertoire with the audience that you have now? You have to build your channel a little at a time. Like, we can't all step out like ODLs and other people on here who just automatically get all the love. No, I'm just fucking with you. But it takes time, like, to build that up, which I know a lot of you have been here for years, and the ones that are content creators, they built from the ground up. You get what I'm saying? Like, even though some content creators let us share, and we have to give them their flowers for allowing us to share our channels and grow our channels with them, in order to hold the audience and keep the audience, right? You have to have a way to communicate with your people. And some people are going to stay for you when, you know what I'm trying to say, and others are not. So they can push you all they want to do something, like push you to get a channel, push you to do these things, but you have to be the one to step out and do it. I am not the most rah-rah person, so I'm not a part of the beast. My channel's not going to go, wee! You know what I'm saying? But I'm still going to be here. I'm still going to talk. And the ones that are here, I'm cool with it. I don't expect to get those type of numbers at one time, if you get what I mean, because I'm just starting out. I gotta, what is that? I gotta earn my stripes. You know what I'm saying? I gotta do the due diligence and work, which I do. Need to come live more. I've been slacking, yo. I've been slacking. Sometimes I get busy. And also, I really think that the situation um was handled wrong. I believe if she wanted to come to the sector and pop off like she did, she could have chose somebody better to go to. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm trying to stay out of that beef. I be done got drug into Tracy's beef. I ain't doing it. No, I don't want to go. I ain't going to their house. Uh, I better turn my camera dial down. Because I'm gonna set it down. I got to grab me a piece of paper and wipes my nose because my nose is running. Okay, and I don't want to be a rude bitch. Anybody that knows me knows I ain't no rude bitch. Okay. Okay, I'm stupid, y'all. I'm sorry. Sometimes I get that way, but before I do all that, the situation with MU is starting to level out, which I told her it would. The situation over in the Mo 3 sector is ramping up. So, what is being said over there is that they're really, the justice for Mo 3, that some things are going to be coming out March. So, hopefully, so, because I want to see justice come for that young man. He did not deserve to lose his life like that. No one does. So, for the Mo 3 sector, I'll say long live 3. And the black sector stuff, you know, is the, it's been going on for a while. It's the same ones pretty much going back and forth if you've watched any of that. It's getting a little volatile over there. So do like I do and watch from the clouds. You can drop down, but make sure you don't get in it, because some of those beefs have been going on for years now, and there's a lot of personal feelings involved and a lot of hurt feelings. And I'm sorry that people are going through the things they're going through. No one should have their real life touched over YouTube unless they did something to deserve it. Like, if you're just sitting here chilling, not bothering a soul, you know what I'm saying? You don't deserve for your life to be touched because of something YouTube related. If it's just words back and forth. But if you're stealing someone's content, if you're posting stuff on community walls that you know you ought not to, that's on you. You know what I'm saying? You know what right and wrong is. Everybody knows what that is. I am going to do a live eventually on internet safety, because I've noticed that a lot of people on here, they do know certain things, but they don't know everything when it comes to internet safety, about private chats with people and how people can actually get your IP address and find out where you live from a private chat. A lot of people don't know these things, and I think that I would love to protect everybody that I know on here and keep them from having these situations, because over in, let's say, me and Senator Salt was talking about this, over there in the gamer section of YouTube, they SWAT people. Like, no, literally have the SWAT team come to your house, knock your damn door down, and say that you have like bad things in your home, right? They literally find each other's addresses, all this other stuff. It's crazy, right? So it's not just stuff happening in the beef sector. It's not just stuff happening in the black sector. It's not just stuff happening in the Mo3 sector or the T sector. Um, it's stuff happening all over. Now I have been seeing the T sector talk about the Monique and Shay interview, which I thought I watched part of it. I haven't watched it all because I watched bits and pieces, and then I was sitting down to watch it all and got busy. But you know, Monique, I did see from like her perspective on some things about being blackballed in everything. But I will say that what I've seen from her comedy special that she did just recently, she's not the same Monique, and it kind of breaks my heart because I love her. She was like my shero as a kid. You get what I'm saying? Like when I was younger. Hey, the hood table. Okay, lady, that's what I mean. Private chat is like an Instagram DM, a Facebook DM, anything that's just you and one other person, right? And never click links that you don't know what they go to if some random person sends them to you because they can be what they call an IP grabber. Okay? So always be careful for that. They can find your information through your IP address. They can find out exactly where you live, your first and last name, everything. I have a friend who I've been friends with for many, many years. He taught me that. That's why I don't use my old Google account. And that's why I use this one. And that's why that one's not anymore because I did away with it. Because my friend's like, take that off of everything you have. Do not have that attached to anything. It leads right back to you. I'm like, oh, thank you. Can you check this one for me? And yes, if you type in a private chat, if someone knows how to turn on, there's this way you can go into the like creator settings basically and stuff like that. They can turn that on their computer. It's very easy. And from there, they can find both IP addresses that's in that. So be very careful who you chat with. Not everybody knows how to do this, so you're going to be safe in some circles, but just be safe. It's better to be safe than sorry. I've been a part of these different circles for years, and I think internet safety is like number one thing that most people need. But I saw, I just like, I am kind of sad with the Monique situation because that lady was like my Shira. I love the original Queens of Comedy. Her and some more. I still love some more. Like nobody does it like some more. But yeah, I just want to keep y'all safe. Like the internet is no joke. And you got to be careful. Like Miss Lynette, let's say that has your actual real name on it, right? Do you realize that people can then find your information online from that? So I tell anybody if you have anything to hide in this beef sector, don't put your real name up. Be very careful with that. People can find your information. They can find out what church you go to. They can find out your mama's address. I'm telling you, this internet is no joke. I don't have anything for them to find. I've looked. I'm going to tell y'all what everybody should do. Google yourself. Go on Google, type in your name and where you're from. See what pops up and what is easy discoverable. If you have a Facebook, don't just set it to friends only. There's also a setting that you can go in there and make it undiscoverable, which means that they can't just find you out of nowhere. You get what I'm saying? They can't even search you up. It's not going to pop up. That's what I said, Miss Lynette. Yeah, they found me. They doxed me. Most of y'all know that I've been doxed twice. They didn't find anything because there's nothing to find. They found my Facebook from being on VS's group for her selling stuff. But that's all. You get what I'm saying? They didn't find anything else. So I would suggest anybody that's on this app or on any social media, unless you're branding yourself, right? Now, if you're branding yourself with your real name and you have nothing to hide, you have nothing, you know what I'm saying, no craziness, then do what you're going to do. But realize when you do put your real name out, that comes with scary consequences. People can find your LinkedIn if you have one. Um, I literally the other day somebody threw out something and I literally went right to it, found an address. It's that simple with Google. I was trying to help this person. Of course, they cussed me out, but I was showing them, hey, you shouldn't be saying these things on the internet because what you put out there, like they gave me a business information, right? It said it was their business. I went and looked, found the number that was associated with it, found the address that was associated with it from a simple Google search, not having to pay for anything, not having to do anything extensive. That's why I tell people if you do have your real number, just change it a little bit. Like, you know what, Miss Lynette, if you ever wanted to do this, I'm not saying you have to do this, but your name could be Lady P or Miss Nettie P or Miss L Trice. See, there's so many different things and ways that you could still be yourself without being yourself, right? So there's different ways that you can protect yourself and all that stuff to make sure that your internet safety is protected because this place is crazy. Girl, if I got doxxed and I'm just a mod at the time, I wasn't even content creating at this time. You know what I'm saying? But I don't have anything to hide, so it was a boring dox. One person did it and another person did it. The first person said my dead sister was me, which I posted, which I should have known better. I should have known better than to post my dead sister's GoFundMe they made for her. But she was sick and she died and she has 2 kids. So I posted it at the time. So if anybody wanted to donate to her, you know what I'm saying? I posted it on all my social medias because, she left 2 kids behind. Just this last March was the 1 year since her passing, or her birthday, actually. This March will be the 1 year of her passing. She would have been 20. She would, because I'm 30. She would have been 38 years, going on 39 this year. Yeah, she would have been 39 this year. I always have to do the math in my brain, y'all. I am not that. I'm okay. I did take 4 or 5 years of math in high school and then went to college, but still, thank you so much, Miss Lynette. She dealt with a long, a lengthy problem. But so I kind of what do you call that? Got myself ready for it before it came, if that makes sense. I had 2 years, you know what I'm saying, of realizing what was going to happen. Even though I didn't tell her that, and I kept up hope alive, and of course, we still all hope that things will change. But I tried to keep up hope for her. Yeah, she fought a long fight, so it was like I accepted it way before it even happened. You get what I mean? But yeah, I was mentally prepared myself. Like I cried so much before it even happened that by the time it happened, I was still sad, still upset for a couple of days. But I had cried so much, I almost cried myself out, if that makes sense. But I never showed it to her because I wanted to be her strength. But yeah, the Monique situation. I'm changing the subject. The Monique situation. I've got to go back and watch that Shay Shay interview, but I saw bits and pieces because everybody did shorts on it and all that stuff. And I saw some of her stand up comedian, and it just kind of broke my heart. And also the Hood Table, hi, I love you. I just had to say that. Um, uh, yeah, the that situation made me want to cry though, seeing her say it, because it was like not as funny as she normally is. She was trying to teach, and yes, that's fine and all, because I think some of the teachings that she's teaching need to be heard, if that makes sense, but not in that setting when it's supposed to be a comedy special. You know what I mean? That's more for like a YouTube thing or like, something else. But I loved her original on the original Queens of Comedy. Of course, I love some more. I think she's my favorite. If I had to pick a favorite, it'd be between her and Adele Givens. I love some more. I don't know what it is about her. She's got that spirit. You know what I mean? And I like people with that spirit. I love people with like the I'm gonna get you spirit. People with strong personalities. I love that. People that are in your face. They're gonna tell you how it is, whether you like it or not. I love those kind of people because I'd rather be around somebody who tells me to my face how they feel instead of hiding behind my back. I know that. And but see, if you remember the original her, the original when she was young, but I mean, she is older now, and I do understand that she's not going to talk about the same things that she used to talk about when she was younger. But it was too much of a message and not enough comedy in some ways. And I miss that. That's what I'm saying. Like, I would love to hear her do more, like, on her YouTube channel. She has a YouTube channel. I would love to hear her more speak on her message and her story and all the things that's happened to her in her own time without other people. Just like have a personal conversation. You get what I'm saying? Like I'm doing right here, looking into the camera and speaking about it, and you know what I mean? Like being real about it. But on the comedy stage, it's supposed to be just laughs and ha 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 ha. See, I didn't see all of it either, the hood table. I saw because you know how they do on YouTube where you sit there and watch 20,000 shorts so you almost feel like you watched the whole thing because everybody's doing clips. That's basically, I've got to go back and rewatch the entire thing again, just like the Shay interview. But I literally was just sitting there scrolling one night and that's all that was on my timeline. Like I was like, oh my God, really? I love her to death, though. I always have. My sister, a lot of people don't know this, one of my other sisters that's still here living. Her and Monique could almost be twins. Like, I'm not joking. They look a lot alike. And the way they act when Monique was younger is a lot alike. I've always told my sister, you should totally go into comedy. She's hilarious. When she tells you a story, it will make you bust a gut. You will be laughing and crying on the floor. Just, you can't help yourself. Their facial structure is the same. The only difference is my sister's half Mexican. So she's olive complected all year round. But as far as in like they look so much alike that it's freaky. Um and especially when she was bigger. Now that she's lost weight, I don't know if they are the same. But it yeah. Yeah. Sometimes you can catch I've noticed that like they try to keep phones out of places and people still sneak and record. I'm gonna tell y'all a funny story about that. You know how they used to sneak and record the videos, and we used to get the bootleg DVDs before the movie, like before it hit DVD, and you would hear like people coughing in the background. Stuff. When the Tyler Perry movie, was it? It was Diary of a Mad Black Woman. That's the one it was. Came out. The bootleg that was in my area. I was there watching it live the first day that it came out. I got choked on popcorn really bad and almost died about the part when she turned around and smacked Nikki in the head. When she smacked her and she was like, I know this child just did not. And she was, she turned around and was beating her. I got choked on popcorn so bad. And and you could hear it in the bootleg. Me choking to death. They were literally sitting like I knew that was kind of weird because they had their foots up and they kept looking around, and it was the people right in front of me, and you could literally hear me almost dying because I wasn't expecting her to reach around and smack that little girl. And when she did, I went to laughing so hard and I choked on my popcorn. I was the person that was going, I was trying to get the popcorn up, y'all. I was dying. I was literally dying. I was on the bootleg on accident. I was laughing so hard and I choked on my popcorn and I sucked it down where I was like dying and I was like, oh my God. And that's the bad part is I bought the bootleg after it came out. This is how I know this for my mama to watch it. And when I heard that part, I I literally fell out again, but for a whole nother reason. And my mama didn't know why I was laughing. And I had to explain it. I was like, Mama, that's me dying in the movie. I said I laughed so hard I choked on the popcorn. And my mama went to laughing too. It was at the best part of the movie too. I swear to God. When the little girl was, I would hit an old woman. I was like, I swear to God, I had told this to people. People don't believe me. Somebody, Tyler Perry had somebody follow my mama around because I swear to God, if some of the things that Medea does in the movies ain't my mama, I ain't sitting here. My mama is a character, y'all. And I swear, there's so many funny stories. I swear, I almost died though, for real. You almost had to say a prayer for Charlie and do a eulogy over popcorn. Oh my God. That movie was good though. I love a lot of them movies. Yeah, him and that does break my heart about being, the Tyler Perry and Oprah and I don't really care about Oprah. Starting on her. Even though she is originally from Mississippi. Anyway, I don't like the way she does people, if that makes sense. Now that she got money, she thinks she's better than ever. I don't like that shit. Mm-mm. You better be careful, Elias Toto, making that snack. You might do like me and accidentally choke on your snack. I swear to God, I love the old school mamas and grandmamas. I was talking to my auntie the other day. When I used to live, I've told you I've lived in the hood before, right? When I used to live there, I had an auntie on one side and an auntie on the other. And then I had my uncles and stuff. Well, I lost track of one of my aunties when I moved because I was such a little kid, right? And I found her the other day on Facebook and I was like, oh my God, auntie, I love you so much. And she's like, hey, baby. And I was like, I got to come see you. Because that auntie is the one that, when I was little, she's the one I told the story over. She braided my hair one time. She did the little thin braids on the top of it. And I didn't talk back to adults, so she was braiding real hard and just tears was coming out my eyes. You know what I'm saying? And she went to turn me around and make sure it was straight and everything was looking good because she wanted to braid my hair. I've always had long hair, and back then I had hair down to my kneecaps. And she was like, why didn't you tell me it was too tight? I'm like, because I don't talk back. And she goes, next time you tell me it's too right, I'm gonna go ahead and unbraid and read it. She redid it. It was so cute. But that's why I know a little bit of the pain that y'all go through when y'all get y'all's hair braided to the scalp. That stuff hurts. And it makes you want to cry. I don't know everything, though. I don't know everything. I'm just saying. Hold on, y'all. Sorry about that, y'all. My daddy came in. I was letting him borrow my little thing that you heat up, put on your kneecap or whatnot. But yeah. What was I saying? Who owes you a car? The hood table. The link is pinned. You could tell me who owes you a car. Wait just a minute. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, Dad. He was. I have this little thing that you put around your neck, and you can heat it up in the mic. Oh, Oprah. Oh, okay. She still owes us all a car, don't she? You get a car, and you get a car. Where the hell is my car at? Yeah, there's this thing that you wrap around your neck. You wrap around your neck. You can heat it up in the microwave. If y'all ain't ever tried them things, they are awesome for neck pain. You can even wrap it around your kneecap. You got knee pain. I'm getting older now. I gotta have that stuff. I ain't as young as I once was. Oh yeah, rest in peace, Toby Keith. I love all music myself. I listen to everything. In fact, I was over here listening to Turn Down for What, and I have no idea why. I just like that song. And I watched the Super Bowl halftime show and didn't watch the Super Bowl itself. My dad did. And I made rotel dip that night, and it was so good. But I loved Usher's his halftime show was awesome when they brought out a lot of them songs. That felt like my childhood being played all over again. I was like, hey, okay, hold on. Let me add the stage. Yeah.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? You get a car. You get a car. You get a car. I want my car. Damn it.
I want mine too. We all need a car.
Sure. Oprah got enough money to give us all a car.
I know, right? We all need a car. Like we need some. They was doing that crowdfunding for that place that had all the wildfire. It was overseas somewhere. I'm like, you got enough money, you could rebuild that entire place.
Child, after that shit went down with Oprah, she lost a lot of love. That stuff that was going on over in Africa with those schools and finding out what was going on with all them girls over there, the little girls. I don't want to say the word, but y'all know what was said to have happened over there. And I was like, what? You mean to tell child? So yeah, Oprah, she still got a lot of love for her out here, but sometimes money, when you get so much of it, it just changes certain people for the worse. And I really think that I don't know. I don't want to drag her. But I do think that Oprah got to a point where she wasn't really looking out for nobody. You know what I mean? But then again, it's like, okay, well, they ain't got to. It's like people expect things from people who got a lot of money. Like we might say, oh, if we win, I don't know, $300 million Powerball, we're going to give back. We're going to open these shelters. We're going to feed the homeless. We're going to do this, that, and that. And so a lot of people expect for more of that from certain people. And then to find out that, oh, yeah, you open a school over here, but have you even checked on this school? Have you kept up with this school? Did you really sit down and talk to the children at this school? You just opened up this school and got all this praise that you got this school over in Africa, and they all over there getting abused. Like, you know what I mean? So, I don't know. Some people I feel like they get rich and they put their money into a certain thing, and then they just walk away from it as if, oh, I did this good thing.
Yeah,
because I did this good thing.
Sometimes they do it for the praise.
Exactly.
And they don't do it for the right reasons.
That's what I'm talking about.
I think she did it for the tax write-offs.
Child, that's a lot of write-offs too, honey.
Mm-hmm.
All those girls, how much it costs to go to school too, paying the teachers, getting the school bill, all that, the yearly expenses.
She made her money. She got it back. And that's the thing about when you get to a certain level, you stop seeing people as people sometimes. Because if you think about it, she probably, before she got to that point of levelness, right? How many people tried to use her? How many people tried to get the money off of her and do those things? So therefore, she now looks at everybody else as they're all the same. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, but you can help people. You have so much money, and who are you? You don't have kids. Who are you supposed to leave this to?
Right.
You could help before you go, because you realize you're getting older there, Oprah.
Yeah, Oprah ain't getting no younger. And it's like when you leave, like she don't have any children. From the way it sounds like she don't really have a lot of interaction with her family because a lot of them did her wrong when she was younger. So I don't know how much family she hangs around. And remember when she found her sister?
Mm-hmm.
Remember that was like a big thing. She had interviewed her and made content. Oh, I feel like the B sector now. She had made her content. She had made her content and everything. When the last time we heard about that? Like, it's like, are you still hanging around your sister? Are you still hanging around your family? Like, do you take care of them? Do you? I, Child, if I had so much money, I just, some people dream of what they can do for others if
That's
they
what I
were
do.
really, really wealthy. And I always have had that dream since I was younger, like what I would do, who I would help, so because you're sitting on that money, like the Bible says, you can't take all that to heaven.
You
It's gonna
can't
stay
take it with
here.
you when you go.
Yeah,
And
you
I
can't
ain't never seen the old saying, I ain't never seen a Wells Fargo behind a hearse.
girl. And people be really burying people with they chains and they ropes and they jewelry and they all that kind of stuff. So that stuff gets stolen by the people at the funeral home. You
I
can't take that stuff with you.
I have I have heard of some people. This is a funny story, introduction of some people stealing that stuff in the like. All of a sudden, somebody look down and the ring's gone. This is gone. I'm like, who done stole Auntie Janae's ring? One of the
Child, for
cousins did
real.
it. One of the crackheaded cousins did it.
Shoot, if it ain't that, shoot, that's why, shoot, I know my godmom, she was like my real mom, she ain't had nothing to leave. We grew up on very limited resources when I was growing up, and I talked about this a lot on my channel. We was poor. Grew up in the hood, we was poor. But my godmom, she put it in like a will and stuff like years ago. She hit us all up, all the daughters and everything. Okay, I'm leaving this for you and this for you because I don't want y'all fighting. I don't want nobody fighting over no furniture, no jewelry, no money, no nothing. So I do think that is a good thing that people should do when they have stuff to give away or to leave behind, because so many times I see people fighting and arguing in court. I even people in my own family, like aunties and grandparents, not my grandma, but like they sisters and stuff. They kids fighting in court. Who gonna have the house? Who gonna pay the taxes? Who gonna do this? Like it can be a big mess if you don't put that stuff in writing before you pass away. So that's really, really important that we do that stuff. So I ain't got no will. I got 2 kids and a grandbaby now. I ain't got no will, but I do have like life insurance and stuff like that, and I got it left to certain percentage to each person. But I really need to get me a will, especially with my house and everything, because my oldest son is like, Mom, leave me the house. And I'm like, I don't know. I'd probably rather leave it with the youngest one, but I don't want it to be no argument. So how about y'all sell it and split the profit?
Yeah,
You know?
what you could do is leave it in what they call a living trust, and whatever taxes that are, let's say your tax percentage is 10%, right? Upon your death, they cannot then raise the taxes on the house or the land. It will stay at that amount for however, the trust goes unless it changes hands.
I just don't
In the,
trust them to take care of it. That's what it really is.
I get that,
Because
trust me.
come on, I know. Oh my God, I know somebody who left a house to their kid. It was like one person was mainly over it. That house went to shits, and it was so hurtful because this was a family member of ours, and it was so hurtful because they had, like, back in the gap, it was really hard for a lot of people to purchase homes.
Yeah.
Like it was really hard for certain people in certain areas to purchase homes. So to be able to purchase a home, and not only that, to get it remodeled, and you putting all this money and this sweat and in the property, and then you pass away, and it's like you walk in the house and you're like, what the happened here? And then ended up taxes not being paid. The city took it was a mess. So me personally, my children are still young. Now, maybe if they was in their 30s, 40s, something like that, but they still in their 20s, and I'm not going to leave no whole house to them and just expect them to keep it up and maintain, because I'm going by how they living now.
Yeah, and the kids.
Like one of
Yeah.
them still live at home, so he ain't even experienced living on his own. And the other one, he lives on his own with his baby and baby's mom. But still, they young and they still learning stuff. They still calling me, Mom, what should I do about this? Mom, one of my oldest son sent me something today. Mom, should I change my 401k percentage? This is how they still looking to me for advice. So ain't no way I'm gonna leave them 20-some years old, no whole house.
Hey, Golden
Nope.
got it. And my 2 cents says, yep, same to hood table. My grandma died, and my mother and her sister and brother fought over it. The taxes are not being paid, and the home is in disrepair in North Carolina.
I've seen a lot of that with family members, friends. Yeah, I've seen a lot of that. So me personally, I'd rather just y'all sell the house, take the money. You can buy you your own house, or you can
By
put the
the
money up in
time
savings, invest.
I will say this: by the time our time comes, hopefully, that house will be worth 3 to 4 times what it is now.
I hope so, because I only been here in a few years already, and I already see the increase when I look online and type in my address and see what it's worth since I purchased the house. But we'll see. We'll see. We shall see. I got friends who saying, if I keep checking and my house go to this much, I'm just gonna sell it. I'm like, but you got to keep in mind, if you're selling it, a lot of other properties is really, really expensive right now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like
Unless
you
you
still gonna end
planning,
up paying an arm and leg for something else.
unless you're planning to move to another area that has a lower bracket and it ain't
Yeah,
moved up yet, that's the only
yeah,
way you can do it. Like my fiance, he sold his house in New York when we moved down here, and he got 3 times the amount for the house in New York than, and we got a better house and more land and all that down here for
yep,
cheaper.
yep. That's absolute truth, because I know I stay in the Midwest, so I always said I will probably be here until I get really old, and then I might relocate. Because like the majority of my family live in Memphis, so I might relocate down there
Let
just
me
to
find
be
out you come to
near.
Memphis.
No, I'm serious. Like just to
I'm
be near
serious
my
too. I'm
roots.
gonna come visit your ass. That's what I'm saying.
I'm serious though. To be near my roots, I just might, to be near my roots. I got a lot of family, like Charlie, like literally my family. I probably told you this before, but my family, they came from Coldwater, Mississippi, which is a very small dot on the map, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so they migrated to Memphis because it kept flooding in where they from, Coldwater, Mississippi. And so eventually, like the whole town kept like moving. Literally, the whole town would pick up and move because it kept flooding. And so finally, my mom, my mother's mother, I should say my great grandma, she moved them to Memphis. So majority of my family lived there. My great grandma had almost 20 kids, and literally all of them had their children there in Memphis. Besides, like my grandma and one of my grandma's sister and another one of her sisters, like 3 or 4 kids moved away from Memphis. So out of all those 20 kids, and only 3 or 4 moved away, you can imagine how much family I have down in Memphis. So a lot
Oh
of my
yeah.
family is down there, but I
A
don't
lot
know
of
where
my
I want to
family
go
moved
really
around.
though.
I'm gonna tell you this: we have had an influx of people from New York and New Jersey moving down here. I met when we were staying in the hotel until we got the house situated because we had to stay there so while we could, oversee the work and whatnot. I met like 5 people from New York who were moving down here and closing on houses because our house market, you can buy like, I'm talking about mansion type homes from anywhere from 300 to 600,000. We only have a few properties that are worth 1 million, and these properties, when I say, are like 2 or 300 acres with mansion homes on them, like 2 to 3 stories with two or other like 20-acre catfish lakes. Like I'm talking about huge properties. That's the only ones we have worth 1 million. Everything else is
Hmm.
like attainable, if that makes sense. Like
Yeah,
we got 11 acres and a 4 bedroom, 2,000 or something square foot house for like 250.
That's not bad at all. I know
Yeah.
in the chat, my two sis said, hey, my two sis, y'all. She said, oh, and the alligators. Oh, she said Florida right now is too saturated and their politics are terrible for seniors without money. And oh no, I have a best friend who lives in Florida, child. And I mean she has a pond, or is it a lake? I think it's
Depends
kind of,
on
it's not really a lake, it's more of a pond on a golf course across from
that
her
could be a
house.
lake. That could be a lake
It
because
could be
it
a
depends
late
on the
girl. She
acreage.
said, when I be coming out in the morning, like get ready for work, she said them alligators, you can just see them lurking in the water and walking around the grass. And I'll be like, you don't be scared. Like, see me, I'm the type of person, I'm an outdoors person, but not an outdoor woodsy person. I'm an outdoor person where I like to sit out in the summertime at night on my patio, on my porch, on my, you know what I'm saying? I like to grill and all that kind of stuff. I mean, in the summertime, child, I'll be enjoying the night weather and all. When you from the Midwest, you got to take in that summertime. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta take
Yeah.
advantage of that summertime. So I don't play in the summers in the Midwest. I really like to be outside enjoying the weather. And I like to sit outside at night. And I can't be just sitting outside at night and looking back and forth for a damn alligator. Like, no, nope. She be like, they just be walking all around the neighborhood. I'm like, no, heck
You
no.
want to
Oh,
know something about? I had a friend in Australia. I have a friend in New Zealand. I have a friend in Australia. My friend in Australia said that the gators will actually figure out which way. Like if you walk the same way to work every day, they will sit and wait on you to try to attack you. You have to take alternate routes. You can't
because
just
they
take the same
smart.
way every day.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm like, I ain't messing with that. I can't be doing that.
They
I'll
are
go to New
really
Zealand, but I
smart.
can't go to. I love Australia. It's beautiful, but I can't go. There's too many predators. There's too many like snakes and too many spiders. I
They
can't
are
do
so
all that.
smart. They know how to sneak up on you. They know how to hide in the grass. They know when to pounce. They know, and then when they grab you. Like how many people have we seen get dragged into the waters in Florida? Like dogs and they dog owners and I mean people just running around a track or something like that. They are really smart. They are very fast with their little bitty legs, and they quick. So child.
I can't be doing all that. My 2 cents. I thought we had it bad over here with the bugs and stuff like the cascadias and all that. I can't be doing all that. They got
Oh, they
flying
got some
roaches to a
bad
table.
bugs. In Florida, oh child. The last time we was down there, we was in Fort Lauderdale. This was before the Rona. And we went to Fort Lauderdale and then we was in Miami, like back and forth from Miami during that week. And man, it was like summertime and the bugs was horrible. And then on top of that, the humidity, like you hot as I don't know what, and these bugs is tearing you up at nighttime. It was bad. It was bad. But Florida overall is a beautiful,
It is
beautiful state.
beautiful.
Yeah, it's a beautiful state.
I don't be hating on no state, but there's some things I just can't do. I can't do it. Like,
Like people can't do our snow here in the
uh-huh.
Midwest.
Yeah, I can't do it. I'm sorry. I went to New York partially during their winter, which was in December, because visited family or whatnot. But like, I wasn't there during the worst time, if that makes sense. Their worst time is in January and February stuff,
Yep.
and I wasn't there during that, so I don't know if I could take it.
Girl, it gets brutally cold. It's supposed to snow here Friday.
Yeah, it's warm down here right now.
Yeah, we supposed to get. I was just checking the weather, and they said it's going to snow here. They said possible snow. I don't know. They said chance of precipitation 50%. So who knows? One thing about the Midwest, they can be like, "Oh, we get 20 feet of snow," and then we get like maybe 4 inches. And then when they
It's
say 4 inches, we get 20 feet of snow. So
it's 51
you
degrees
just
here
always
right
be
now.
prepared.
So I'm happy. It's like 51 degrees here right now. It's like 60-degree days and 40 and 50-degree nights. I'm cool with that.
Oh, it was 60. It was 60 degrees to here today. Actually, it was 59. Let me stop lying. It was 59 degrees here lately. But the thing about the Midwest, you just always have to prepare yourself. Like you keep a coat in your car, you keep a jacket, you keep an umbrella, you keep rock salt for ice, just in case you get stuck somewhere. You keep a shovel in your car. So the thing about it, when it's wintertime in the Midwest, you just always have to be prepared.
Well,
Be
that's like
prepared. If you're always ready, you don't have to get ready. You know what I'm
if you
saying?
if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready.
Exactly, exactly. And that's how I am. When I'm going somewhere in the wintertime, I make sure my gas tank is full. I make sure I got a bag of salt in my car. I got covers. Like it gets real here in the Midwest. And I'm sure on the East Coast too, when it be, up there in New York during the winter times. Because you can literally go somewhere and just be stranded out there all by yourself in the cold, in the snow and ice. So yeah, you gotta make sure you're prepared.
You making that cake for the baby shower this week?
That's Friday. I'm gonna start
That's
tomorrow
Friday.
night. They want it in the shape of a baby onesie, so I have to make a sheet cake first, and then I have a big old knife that I use. I've showed people my knife before when I be decorating live on camera, but I have a big Fat Daddy knife, and I'm going to carve the cake into the shape of a onesie. And then I have to, put the frosting on it. And they want vanilla. They want a vanilla cake with vanilla buttercream frosting. So after I frost the cake, let that set. Then I got a whole bunch of fondant. I have to cover the cake in fondant. They want the cake to be pink, so I have a whole bunch of pink fondant. And so, oh God. So then after that, then I have to decorate the cake, and then I'm going to deliver the cake Saturday. But it's going to be interesting because I never made a onesie shaped cake, but it's not that hard. When I have to sculpt a cake, what I usually do is take some parchment paper
Yeah.
and I draw what I'm trying to scope, and then I lay it across the sheet cake, and then I kind of cut or carve along the drawing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so it's easier. You
So
have
it's
a
so it's easier, so I can be more little accurate. But yeah, I'm gonna post the finishing results probably Saturday evening, Saturday sometime after I'm done with it. But I like when people give me out of the box things to do. Matter of fact, somebody hit me up today. Well, actually, people, when you have a skill or something or a trade, sometimes people will tag you on Facebook when somebody's asking for a certain thing to be done. So I'm always get tagged on stuff when people are looking for cake decorators. And somebody put my name on somebody's post today. And I was like, yeah, sure, I can do that. Whatever you want, whatever they asked for. They wanted like a number cupcake. You know how you make cupcakes and you shape them into numbers and stuff. I was like, yeah, I done that, and I posted some of my pictures on there. I was like, yeah, see, I can do that. And they was like, okay, could you have it done tomorrow? Tomorrow?
like
Like you can't tell no personal cake decorator I need something done tomorrow. Like this ain't Walmart. This ain't.
now I
This
have
ain't the
heard of
Sam's
people
Club.
allowing that, but at the same time they charge
I
higher
don't. Oh
rates.
no, I don't allow that at all.
I wouldn't because you got to think how much it takes to go into making that. You have to go get the ingredients first off.
Exactly.
Then you have to do
Exactly.
it, and especially if it's a personalized cake. Now, if it's just like one of your regular everyday cakes, that's a whole nother story. But if it's a personalized one that you have to do like
Let's
work
see. I
to,
don't do regular everyday cakes. You know my
I
craft.
know
I
you
don't
be
do every when
you be
people come
making
to
me
me.
hungry.
Girl, people be telling me I just want a regular cake. It ain't got to be all that. Just make a cake. I say go to Walmart. Like seriously. But even so, somebody told them to check out Walmart and check out some other places. And the person who was asking said they don't do number cakes. They don't do number cakes. Like a lot of these stores, they don't do number cakes. They do circle cakes that be in there for 2 weeks, sometime at the most in the refrigerator, or they do like sheet cakes. But they don't do all those special fancy custom design stuff at the Walmarts and things like that.
I
And
see.
then
If
they
I
said,
live
well,
closer, I'd be calling you like twice a week. Um,
no, girl, people be hitting me up. But see, the thing I hate, and that's where people who might want to order from a custom cake decorator, or I like to call cake artist. Matter of fact, that's what's on my place. My place I personalize to say cake art. But give them advance notice because a
yeah,
lot of times people they will find a picture on Google and be like, "Oh my God, I want that cake!" And it can be so fancy and blinged out. It might have a royal crown on the top, or it might have this, that, and the third. You can't let them know a few days or a week in advance. This is what I want because a lot of times we might have to order shit from these cake websites or from Amazon or someplace like that. And if it's like personalized, like if you're doing like, I'm gonna just say off the top of my head, what kind of cakes have I done? I've done the Lion King, right? So
Yeah.
if you gotta make like all the Lion King, tiger, lion faces or whatever, and all the different things out of fondant by hand, I usually start 4 days in advance making all the stuff when I have to do a personalized cake with fondant. Even like one cake I did and it was a Lego theme. And I have to do all these Legos by hand with fondant to put on the cupcakes. Like I'll start like 3-4 days in advance.
Well, you have
So
to
I
because
can
there's
have
so
that
much.
out the way, have the toppers out the way, and then I'll start on the cake like the day before the cake or the cupcakes is. So you can't just hit nobody up and say, "Can you do this?" I don't take those orders, and sometimes they be like, "Well, I'll pay you extra." No,
Oh, you
no,
have to get it like 2 or 3. I'd say a month in advance if you can, and more than
yep.
that if you technically can. But set up your date of when you need it or whatnot. But give them time because there's a lot of moving parts in that.
It's a
Funniest
lot of moving parts, and I usually tell people 2 weeks, two weeks
at the
at
very
least,
least.
and that's at the very least 2 weeks. But when it comes to like weddings and like sometimes I get $300, $400, $500 orders. I mean, they want cakes, cupcakes, chocolate covered strawberries, chocolate covered Rice Krispies, chocolate covered this, chocolate covered that. I mean, they be wanting like the whole dessert table, and I'll be like, okay, for stuff like that, I need like a month and a half in advance. Okay, because for a big order like that, you definitely gonna have to pay half up front because it's gonna take me damn near a week to make all this stuff. Like if I'm making Rice Krispie treats and chocolate covered pretzels, I literally gotta start like 5 days in advance. Because you not only gotta make each one, but you have to, after you decorate it, you have to bag it up. You gotta put little nice strings on it. It takes a lot, like 100 bags. It takes a lot. And then to do the cakes and cupcakes and all that on top of that too, child, yeah, you need like a month, 2 months in advance for all that and pay at least half up front.
Oh
Shoot.
yeah, because you got to think they got to get all the ingredients. So what you're paying
Yep.
them is not just for their time and effort; it's also for the ingredients, and that stuff ain't
Exactly.
cheap.
Exactly. And most cake decorators, they charge themselves by the hour. Like most cake decorators, if they are advanced or if they in depending on the economic status of the state, like if it's New York, Cali, Florida, oh, they probably charging $25 an hour. That's just their pay. That's not the cost of the ingredients. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So most cake decorators, they charge per hour for their service, and then they charge you on top of that the ingredients for the product. So yeah, my 2 cents said, I'm cheap, cake design is costly. I'm basic like a $45. Child, I ain't made a $45 cake in probably 5 years. Shoot, at the minimum, it's like 55 or 60.
Yeah,
At the
choke cakes be
minimum.
looking so good though.
Sure.
Ooh,
At the minimum 55 or 60. And that's like a 3-layer
I
cake.
want the cookie and cream one.
Personalized. Yeah. Personalized 3-layer cake. 55 at the minimum.
That cookie and cream one got my heart. What you talking
Oh, the last cookie and cream cake that I
about?
did was
Uh-huh.
for my supervisor and her husband. He was like, "Oh my God, tell her, oh my God." And this was for her birthday. He was like, "I want her to do the cakes for us, for me, the kids." He was like, it was so succulent. He was just naming all this shit, describing the cake. And I'm like, okay, I'm glad you liked it.
He was
But
homosexual, huh? It
yeah,
was
he was.
that good. He
I'm
was talking about it like he was in the bedroom.
like, child, but yeah, he loved it. But yeah, I get a lot of customers. But when you're a cake decorator, you have to stand your ground, especially when it comes to prices, because people will try to $60. Or don't tell them a sheet cake costs like 75. 75, I can get it at Walmart for. Well, go to Walmart then and get one of their basic. Look through their little album, pick out what you want, one of their basic ass designs, and go pay Walmart. But you ain't gonna
You
pay no custom cake decorator no 40 something dollars for no sheet cake. Come on now.
I was looking at one time through Walmart for their custom ones, and they are way more than that.
That's what I'm talking about. Like everything has increased. I remember when you could get a sheet cake from Walmart for like 35, 30 bucks. It ain't like that anymore. So if
Mm-mm.
Walmart ain't like that anymore, a personal custom cake decorator is not going to be that cheap either.
Oh no, because you fixing to get something that's way more decadent, way more beautiful. Like yeah, like they just use regular old sheet icing up there. They don't put anything special in it. You know what
Uh-huh.
I'm saying? Like when you get it from a specialized cake person, it can have fruit in it. It can have cookies in it. It can, a buttercream, and it's different. It's homemade. It's so
Yeah, they
much
don't put
better.
fillings. They don't put fillings when you buy cakes from like Walmart and stuff like that. They usually don't put fillings in them or the particular. Like if they do, it's like one of three things. Just like they flavors, it's white chocolate marble, right? Like
Yeah.
they always have like it's like a three thing, that you get to choose from. But yeah, with a personalized cake decorator, you get so many different choices. And then you got to keep in mind when you buy your cake from these stores, like they are coming off an assembly line. The cakes are already made. If you ever go in Walmart and smell a cake being made, call me. Because
I've smelled
you cannot
their
tell
bread being baked, but I ain't never smelled the cake.
you cannot tell me you have ever walked into a Walmart or any of them other stores that sell cakes in the grocery store and say you smell a fresh cake come out the oven. Them cakes are made on an assembly line. They are frozen. They can keep them in the refrigerator for up to 6 months. They make the frosting in advance in big ass tubs. They can keep them in the freezer for up to 6 months. That's why sometimes when you buy cakes at those stores, sometimes it might be good one day. Then the next time you buy one, it'd be like, oh, this is dry. Or, oh, this is taste this. Or, oh, it don't taste like. They never consistent.
Hey,
They're
BA
never consistent.
Superstar.
They're
Hey,
never
love.
consistent.
Yeah,
So yeah,
they
when you're dealing with a
a lot of
personal
time
cake
they dry
decorator,
as
this
shit.
is fresh, 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 fresh.
The only way I'm gonna say this, the only way a Walmart cake most time good is that you had to take ice cream and put with it, so it kind of makes the cake
You
taste.
definitely got to put ice cream with a Walmart cake. You definitely. Like my cakes, when I do my customers, unless it's a big ass order, I'll start the day ahead or a couple of days ahead, depending. But if it's a small order, I always do same day. I don't like making something the day before and giving it to you. I like my stuff fresh. I make all my fresh, my frostings fresh and everything. And when you make your frosting on your own, the powdered sugar in most regions is at least $3 to $3.50 per
Mm-hmm.
bag now. I remember before the Rona, they was $1.99. So to make a 3-layer cake, you at least need 3 bags of powdered sugar. That's just one ingredient, $3.50 a piece. That's what, $10?
Mm-hmm. And then you
So
gotta
that's
count
just
in
one
all,
ingredient.
like vanilla extract went up.
The
You got
butter,
butter went up. Like milk itself went outrageous there for a
creamy
while,
milk.
and eggs. Eggs
Some
went
people use
crazy.
milk, some people use whipping cream. It depends on what kind of flavor you're trying to do. But yeah, everything is expensive now. So if you're a cake decorator, don't let them people take advantage of you and try to tell you they ain't paying this much or don't. If they tell they ask to go to Walmart. Go to Walmart, go to Sam's Club, go somewhere.
Be like Hood Table, get hood with them.
Child, I'm telling you.
You know, I grew up
When
in the
people
hood
tell me,
myself.
no, you know what? This one guy, oh my God, this one guy, he was a cheapskate. He called me one time and he wanted this cake and it was all fancy. He sent me the picture. I'm like, okay, that'll be like $65. He was like, $65. Only got $40 till I get paid.
No, bro, go to Walmart.
And he was buying the cake for his girlfriend. I
Uh,
said, hold up. You want this nice fancy cake? And I was giving him a discount, by the way, because I knew his girlfriend. So I was giving him a discount already. And he was like, only got $40 till payday. And then a few days later, I said, well, just hit me up just hit me up whenever you got it, whatever. And he hit me up like a few days later and said, I found somebody to do it for cheaper or something. I was like, all right, well, thanks for letting me know.
Yeah,
It
here's the
don't bother
thing.
me. It don't phase me. I just be like, okay,
It ain't
because
gonna be half as good. You might get some hair in your cake for that cheap.
my time is too valuable. When he told me how much he paid for the cake, and then when I found out what the cake looked like, when I saw the pictures, I was like, child.
I love a good dump cake with the pineapple and the cherry. My 2 cents. That stuff is so good.
Oh yes, and pineapple.
Mhm.
Oh, I love pineapple. Anything like, but my mom used to make some pineapple upside. Ooh, child. Ooh, rest in peace, mama. That lady could bake her butt off.
And that's
Like,
where you get it from. It's from
like
your mama.
seriously, that is where I got it from because after she passed away, I ain't never baked no Charlie. I didn't even bake no what's the that like the Duncan Hines. What's the other cake? Duncan Hines.
Betty Crocker.
Betty Cry. I don't even know the name of them. I don't want to cuss on your pan. I don't even know the
You
name.
fine?
But my mom used to do all the baking for like me, my brothers, her nieces, nephews, whatever holidays. And so after she passed away, and my son's birthday, whichever one it was, his birthday came around, and I'm so used to her making cakes, I didn't even plan ahead. So I'm like, oh my God, we need a cake. So I'm like, okay, who can I get a cake from? So I call around to the grocery stores and stuff. Man, I did that for a little while, probably about a year or so with different holidays and birthdays. And it wasn't hitting. It wasn't hitting at all. So my youngest son, I said, you know what? The next birthday y'all have, I'm going to make y'all a cake personally. Do you know they laughed at me? Really, mama? You know how to make cakes now? Now, I've always been a good cook. I always been a good cook, barbecue, soul food, whatever. But I never been a baker. And so I studied and I watched videos and I read books and I watched all those cake shows that used to be on TV. Stuff like
Yes, I
that. Yeah.
loved Cake Boss and all of them. What you talking about?
Yeah,
The Halloween
YouTube.
specials,
I was all over
everything.
YouTube, TikTok. I was just all over. And when I first started, oh my God, my stuff tasted good, but it looked a mess. It looked a mess, but it
My
tasted
first
good.
one did too, and now they look better. But my first one
Girl,
did too. It looked messy, but I tell you what, that thing tasted good.
you have to practice, practice. And you know what? On my Facebook page, my Facebook cake business page, I have every cake I've ever made. Why? Because I like people to see my growth. Like
I love,
everybody ain't
I
gonna
love
post
your
their worst
cakes.
work. But a lot of people ain't gonna post their worst work. They ain't gonna post their first work. I posted every single cake that I've ever made, every dessert, every cupcake, every treat, everything, every single one from the very first cake I ever made on that Facebook page. And it's literally so that people can see my growth. They might look at the oldest pictures and be like, what the hell?
I tell you a funny story about cakes. The first time my mama ever made homemade buttercream, she put too much vanilla in it.
Oh
Or she put
Lord.
yeah, it was awful. It was bad. Or it may have been the almond extract, but she put too much of one or the other in it, and it was just really bad. She's like, "Oh my god, I got to throw this away."
Almond cakes are really good. The thing about it is, if you're making a cake, like let's say you want it to be almond, or let's say you want to make almond buttercream, or you want to make lemon buttercream, or you want to make something buttercream, you know what I'm saying? Besides
Yeah.
the regular, always do like half and half. Like if you're gonna do a lemon cake, a lemon buttercream, do some regular vanilla drops, and then do some lemon drops. The same with the almond, do some regular vanilla and do some almond.
She
So
learned that the hard way.
yeah, yeah. Trust me, I have too. I made a lot of mistakes when I first started out as a cake decorator because the baking part is easy.
Yeah,
Even the people who think I can't bake a cake, I can't bake. Oh my God, the instructions like you can bake a cake, okay? That's easy. But the cake decorating part, to make a cake look like it really came off of a cake boss show or something like that, that takes a lot of practice.
I'll
And
tell you
you
this.
gotta have the perfect the frosting. You gotta be. I mean, it's all about the frosting, the texture, It really is, because you can make some frosting, and before you get it to the damn place you bring in a treat, it been a melted and fell all off the cake.
I will say
So
this one. Did your mama ever do what my mama used to do? Don't be running through my kitchen, gonna make my
to
my
make the
stuff
cake
stink.
fall, and that is true. You can make the cake fall, even if you open. Like people will tell you, do not. How some people like to keep checking on their cakes when they in the oven. Don't do
Mhm.
that because you're gonna make the cake fall.
Yeah,
Like seriously, you
my
can
mama
make the
was a
cake fall. Yeah.
stickler about that. Don't touch my oven and don't run through that kitchen while I'm baking.
Yep. Yep. That cake will fall, and the middle will just whoop down. Like yep.
Because
Yep.
I was that
My
kid
two
that was
cents said
trying to peek.
Yeah, my 2 cents say, yeah, open the oven and peek in. What I do is just turn the light on. Turn the light on your oven and just look through the glass and see it. But when you've been baking for so long, and even if it's a lot of different flavors, a lot of different textures or types of cake, you get to remember and know exactly how long it needs a cake. Like I'll be baking stuff and I'll be going through the house and I'll be doing all kind of other stuff. I just know, okay, for this particular cake, that's gonna take 50 minutes. For this cake, that's gonna take 40 minutes. For them cupcakes, that's gonna be 17 minutes. You get to, you know what I'm saying? So you
It's
ain't constantly opening the oven looking.
it becomes repetition,
It,
just
it
like
really
with
becomes
anything.
repetitious. Like my frostings and cakes, like some people never believe me, but I never used to make cakes, right? And I
Yeah,
never been a cake person. Like when my mother used to make cakes for me, I might have ate one slice, and whoever else ate the rest. I'm just not a cake person. I'm more of a pies and snacks and stuff like that. But never been a cake person. So I don't even like. I can make a whole cake, like a whole dessert table, and not even taste any of it. Like not taste the frosting to see if it's okay. Like I just make stuff and I make it and I whip it and I put it together. Here you go. And they're like, oh
yeah.
my God, it's so good, it was so good. Oh my God, everybody loved it. Oh, it was a hit. Okay, thank you. I don't have to even try stuff. I've been baking and making cakes so long. I don't have to
It's
try
because
it,
you know
taste
it
it.
by heart now. It's
I
like
just know it by
your
heart.
thing. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
you have your thing, and you're a baker. So now that you've been baking for all these years, you have like you know exactly what it's going to take, the exact amount. Like you don't like other people like measurements. You're like, I don't remember what I, I know what I do. I can't tell you what I do, but I do it this. You know what I'm saying? Like my mama, she don't measure nothing. So when she goes to write down her recipes, I'm gonna have to have her do it. I'm gonna have to be the one to figure out the measurements because she's like, you just put it this way.
Yeah, but see, what I did was, I don't know if my kids will ever go into that or maybe, but I look out for my kids and their wives or their significant others. So I do have a lot of my recipes down: regular food, soul food, different ethnic foods, different like oh my God. I make like over 40 different flavors of cakes. So I have like all that written down, but it's like typed down. It's on like, my computer, but I also printed it all off. So I have a stack of stuff in a certain area of my house that has all my recipes from food to cakes to frosting, like so many different types of frostings. I mean,
Did you
wedding cake,
ever?
I mean, almond, German chocolate frosting. I mean, there's everything. I have it all like on my computer and also typed out on paper and stacked up somewhere in
I
the
got an
house.
idea
So
for you.
yeah,
Totally make different cookbooks with that.
and I thought about doing that too, but I don't know. I thought about doing that. I just never got around to it. Just never got around to it. And my mom, she used to keep like, remember back in the old school days where they had that Rolodex.
Uh-huh.
They would keep like the index cards.
Oh yeah. And then you remember how they used to get those recipes like out of the books and off of the Cool Whip and then all the other and they had these like weird inserts my mama used to
Yep.
have because they
Everything you bought from the store had a recipe on it, and they
uh-huh.
would tear it off the box where there was macaroni and cheese, and would have like a whole other recipe on the back of the mac and cheese, and my mom would tear it off and put it in her little. I'm like, oh child.
Yeah, my mama's little recipe book used to have all kind of that stuff in it, like from the Betty Crocker cookbook, and then you'd have one from the Life magazine that was tore out. Then you'd have one from
Uh-huh.
the Mac and Cheese box, the Cool Whip thing. Like it was just different all over the place.
Yes, yes, yes.
It was so ghetto but amazing at the same time.
It was. And then the thing about it, my mom had started to the point where she didn't even have to need her recipes, but she was so like critical.
Yeah.
So it could be Thanksgiving and she'll be over there. Okay, Time, what you think about this? What you think about it? Was it good? Was it good enough? Was it the right season? Was it? I'm like, Mom, it tastes the same all the time. It's great. Like, why are you doubting yourself?
My
Like
mama
the
did the
dressing
same.
is
She
fire,
still does
Mom.
it. She still does the same thing. She's like, "How good was it? Was it okay?" I'm like, "Mama, you just like you make this all the time. It's so delicious every single time."
Yes, yes. But I do find myself, I can't lie, I do find myself sometimes asking my kids, Dad, is it okay? Is it was all right? You
I
know,
do it
stuff like that.
too.
So I can't,
I
I do.
can't say too much neither. I'd be like, "Was it? Did y'all like it?" And they were like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Okay, I did awesome."
But it's weird because when I do dessert orders, I don't feel that way. I just already know because I literally see the thing about it is when you cooking and when you're doing like cakes or something like that, when you're doing cakes, you have to be precise. You can't be, oh, this time I'm gonna put 3 things of butter. Next time I'll put 5 things of butter. I'll put 3 tablespoons of salt. Next time I'll put 1 tablespoon. No, you have when it's come to baking, because it's all about the rise and it's all about the texture of the cake. You can do the wrong thing and it tastes like cornbread. Or it has the texture of cornbread. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or it could be like it could sink. Like we was talking about, it could sink. You ain't gotta run through the kitchen or keep opening the stove and your cake will still sink depending on how many eggs you put in there. So you have to be precise when it comes to baking. So when you're doing something so often and so many times, it's like I already know it's gonna be good. I'm just, some people they'll hit me up, oh, it was great, whatever. But I don't even worry about that. Now, when it comes to regular food, where you really don't always be so surprised, so precise, that's when I'll be like, okay, how was this? How was the mac and cheese? How was this? How was you know what I'm saying? Because you can switch up different seasonings and all that kind of stuff. But when you baking cakes, you literally gotta say, okay, it's 2 eggs or 3 eggs or this much milk or this much oil or this much. It gotta be precise.
Yeah, well, it's a different playing field than like let's say soul food or something like that. Soul food, you put your soul
Exactly.
into it, and you don't measure stuff. It ain't precise.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And it could be different every time, technically, if you really want to get down to
It
it.
can, because you're cooking with love. That's the one thing about
Mhm.
soul food. You're usually cooking with love when you're making
Mhm.
soul food, because it's just something traditional, something that can bring a family together. It warms your soul depending on what you're making. It's just something about soul food compared to other type of stuff,
That's
compared to
like
Chinese or compared to Thai or compared to Indian, or it's something about soul food.
it
And
sticks
it
to
may
your
be
ribs
because
and your
of where it
belly.
came from.
It just makes your heart feel good and your belly feel good.
Yeah, so sometimes you might put a pinch of this or put a whole bunch of this or throw, just you go off a feeling sometimes. And of course you taste it all the way through, you know what I'm saying? If you need a little bit more spices or whatever, you add some more later, but yeah, for the most part, you just go by feeling.
Yeah, that's the difference between certain cooking. Like though, I will say this: I don't eat everybody's mac and cheese, and I don't eat everybody's banana pudding because I cannot stand. I like banana pudding when it's completely homemade with the milk and it's vanilla based pudding. I do
Mhm.
not like it when people use that box stuff. I refuse to eat it. I don't like it. I'm like,
Mhm.
I can't do
Mhm.
this. My
Mhm.
mama burnt me on that one.
And see, I'm like actually the opposite. My grandma used to always make the banana pudding that you gotta put in the oven,
Yeah.
but I never really liked it. I never really liked it. My mother on the other side, she did it the other way. And that's how I preferred it because something about the way you make it in the oven, the bananas don't stay as right because of the heat, obviously.
Uh-huh.
But when you make it the cold way, that's
Oh,
not
I love it.
so totally homemade way, it lasts longer too. So yeah, I never really liked the hot
The way my mama does
the
it,
hot oven banana pudding. It
she
tastes
makes
good. Don't get me wrong, it tastes good, but it's
she
like
doesn't bake hers. She does the pudding on the stove and does it
mhm.
completely homemade. Then she layers the cookies and the
And that's the
bananas.
same way. Yeah, you can do it in the oven or you can do it on the stove. It's the same way, basically.
After she gets that pudding done and it cools off for a minute, because you know you gotta let it cool off or it will cook the
Yeah.
bananas. Then she pours the pudding on it and then puts it in the fridge for like 6 to 8 hours. And those cookies get perfect. They're still crunchy on the inside a little bit, but it's soft on the outside.
Yeah,
It's
but see, a lot of
amazing.
people make it a lot of people make it a different way. Like some people like to make theirs. They make the mixture on the stove, and then sometimes they'll put it in the oven. Then they'll take it out the oven. Then they'll put it in the fridge. So a lot of people do it different ways. But the really old school way is making it in the oven. That's how it was made
Yeah,
way back in the gap, and I don't like it that way. So
I
I
don't
might
either.
like it the way your mom makes it on the stove, but I do know you make the mixture first and then they put it in the oven. And I always wonder why you put bananas in the oven. What is wrong with it? Like what?
It
I
technically don't have.
never understood that.
I don't like my bananas mushy like that, so that's why I don't like
Thank
it that way.
you. And I'm like, and they don't put them in there for a long time, but still, I never understood that. But the way my mom used to make it, oh my god, ooh, it was so good. Oh my god. And
I found
I'd be sad if she didn't make it. Like it's a holiday, mama. You ain't made no nana pudding.
yeah,
Are you
nana
kidding
pudding.
me? You ain't made no
That's
nana
see, she
pudding.
got that from Mississippi. That's the Mississippi way to
That's
make
where we
pudding.
from, Mississippi and
Yeah.
Tennessee. That nana pudding.
Gotta love it.
Yeah.
I can't. Have you ever tried somebody who tried to make it with that box stuff? That stuff is
Yes.
god awful.
Yes. Yes. I have. Now there's this one lady on Facebook. I can't remember her name, but she does it half and half. It's like it's just like I think somebody said something in the chat about somebody because you can. I don't want to say that everybody has to do things totally homemade, even when it comes to cakes, because there are certain recipes that call for certain box things, and then you do a whole bunch of other stuff homemade, and you combine the two, or you
Yeah.
combine all the ingredients. So I don't hate on people who don't do totally homemade because there ain't nothing wrong with a good old shortcut as long as it comes out tasting good, especially if you're a working parent, you don't have time to go all the way, from scratch. So I don't hate on that, but a lot of things do taste better when they all the way from scratch. But me personally, I wasn't always a from scratch person when I was raising my children because I went to school, I was working, I had two children who were always playing sports all year round. We had very, very limited time in between our schedules, in between our busy schedules. So I usually cook like on the weekend, like Friday, Saturday, and I usually made enough to last like 2, 3 days going into the week, and then it was whatever the rest of the week. Yeah, they might eat ramens, they might make sandwiches, they might eat peanut butter and jelly. She'll just whatever, you know what I'm saying? Or
We
leftovers. But I wasn't
Oh man,
always
I
a
remember leftover day. We used to do leftover day. It'd usually be like Saturday, so Mama could have off for Sunday, depending
yes.
on which one. And it'd be whatever you could find in the refrigerator or pantry.
Yep. And when my kids were in school, what I did on Sunday, I would in the summer, I would grill. I mean, I'm talking
hmm
ribs, burgers, brats, just everything, chicken. I would grill like a whole bunch of stuff, make some sides, and they would eat on that for 2, 3, 4 days. That's how I literally was because our schedule was so busy with me and school and them and school and sports and all that kind of stuff, practices. That worked for me. That literally worked for me. And I would barbecue all type of stuff so they would have a choice, a variety. Okay, this day they might want some ribs. This day they might want hot dogs. This day they might want a burger. So
hmm
that's what I did. It worked for us. when I was, growing up, or when they was growing up, or I do like a big pot of, I don't know, spaghetti or chili, something that's
My
stretched.
mama used to do that. So
Yeah, some
she had like
beans.
2 or 3 days. Yeah. We used to do hobo beans, and then
Yep.
they do the big thing of baked beans, but it's got hamburger meat in it
Oh
and
yeah,
all
that's
that
how I do
stuff.
my baked beans with hamburger and all that. Yep. Or
That's
pinto beans, some good old pinto beans with neck bones or something. Child, yes, I make food for days.
my mama used to do that stuff. So she'd be like, "There's still some chili in there. Go eat it."
That's the best thing, like the best thing. But now they grown. Only one of them is left at home, and he don't eat a whole lot. He's here and there. He got to work. He's with his girlfriend. He's with his friends. So I still don't have to cook like that
I
because
still
it's
do,
just me and
but
him. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if I
I
cook, I cook. If I don't, I don't. He'll still
I
survive.
I took on the role of also like my parents. I moved them in with me to take care of them. So I have myself, my fiance, my mother, my father, and my son. So it's 5 people. So yeah, that's some heavy cooking. You know what I'm
Oh yeah,
saying?
that's some heavy cooking. And if I had that many people in my house, hey, I won't be cooking every day. Y'all gonna
Oh,
have
I
to help
don't.
out.
I
Sure.
don't. And me and Mama take turns pretty much, and then
Yeah,
sometimes
yeah, it'd be like that.
sometimes the men folk cook. You know what I'm saying? Because there's
Oh yeah.
four adults, so those 4 adults can cook.
Oh yeah. That's like my stepdad and my bio dad. They both, oh my God. They both can cook. Like my on Labor Day, I had went live. Was that Labor Day? I had went live and my dad was on the grill.
Yeah.
Child, they was praising him to the next week. Like, oh my God, your dad did such a good job. Like he's always been a good cook.
My
And
daddy
he
is
was
the
telling
best
me,
on the grill. I'm gonna tell you that one. And I love when he makes hobo beans and stuff like that, and soups and stuff. We call it everything but the kitchen sink soup. Oh, that stuff's so good.
yes, yes. My kids, when they was little, they used to go over to my mom's house on the weekends when I had school. And they were like, man, we want to go over grandma and grandpa because grandpa, he made the best pancakes and he makes the best this. And so, yeah, he's really good in the kitchen, really good in the kitchen. But yeah, so when you got people, more than one person in the household who can actually cook, that just takes so much weight off your shoulders when you have a big family.
It
Because,
really does. It really
mm-mm.
does. Because I have days where I like my mom and dad are not in the best health now that they're older, so I take care of them. Where I'm doing all the cleaning. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm doing all the cleaning and I'm doing a deep clean, because I do deep cleans every like 2 weeks, and I mean I'm scrubbing baseboards and everything. I'm gonna need a little help cooking that day and cleaning the kitchen.
Exactly, because you don't want to clean all day and then cook all day. Like it's one or the other. Either I'm gonna do laundry all day today, or I'm gonna cook today. Which one you want?
We
Like
won't.
somebody,
Yeah.
y'all gotta help me
Or
out.
y'all just eat some sandwiches today.
Yeah, y'all eat some sandwiches or some ramen noodles, or y'all gonna help a sister out. Like, come on now, shoot. I cook, y'all wash dishes. I do this, y'all. That's part of a family though. When
Yeah.
everybody pitches
Pulls
in.
together. Yeah, everybody pulls together instead of
Exactly.
yes.
Exactly. So, what do you think about VS's challenge?
Okay, I like that
I'm so
challenge.
excited.
I already got my 3 picked up, but I ain't text you yet because I'm still debating on whether I'm gonna do it or not. Because I'm not the most well-spoken person,
I know
but I
I'm
already got
good.
my 3, and I think the problem is that somebody's going, to, especially one of them is very popular, so I know it's gonna get stole at least in somebody
Now
else's
we're
thing.
talking about the church thing, right? The
Yeah, yeah,
scriptures.
yeah. The
Now I
script.
thought she was gonna give us the verses.
Oh, I thought we had to choose our own.
No, I think she's giving the verses.
Oh,
I
okay.
might have read
Well,
that wrong. I might have understood her wrong, but I thought she was because she said 3 minutes, uh, 3 verses, and what else she said? It was
hold on.
333.
I'm going to the community post right
Yeah,
quick.
I'm going to her post too.
That's what I am on the laptop right now. Uh, scrolling
Okay, here
down.
it is. Here it is. She said she wants it to be 3 minutes. 3 rounds and 3 Bible verses. So from what I took from when she was talking on her live, was she gonna give 3 Bible verses, but to each person. So they all have the same verse and they all have to bring a message on that verse. And whoever brings the best message on that verse. Now, I could be wrong. I could be wrong. She could say you pick out your own 3 verses, but I don't think that would be as good as her giving the verse.
Yeah, I think it would be better because if everybody has the exact same verse and they have to speak about the verse,
that would be more challenging and more
yes,
competitive. Yep. So that's what I think. I think if she's not doing that, that's what I think she should do. But of course, I can't tell everybody how to run their challenge. But I think definitely you should get them each the same verse and see how they bring a different message in that verse.
Yeah,
I think that'll be lit.
Every person also like interprets the word differently.
Exactly. Yep.
And like maybe this specific verse speaks to them a certain way and something they've went through in their life. You know what I mean? Like there's certain ones like today when I'm not a Catholic, but I went to him with this Ash Wednesday thing with him as a support system. And I listened to their word today and it was about, praying, and it was about like how you're not supposed to pray to show off for other people or you're basically a hypocrite. I'm like, yeah, that's pretty much true. Like you're not doing it for praise of others, you're doing it for your own relationship with God. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I talk to Jesus like he my homie. Like we just have conversations all the time.
I'll be like, now God,
I'm so
now
sorry for what I had did.
Lord. I know you see these bills over here, Jesus. Sure. Because that's one thing I was taught though. You talk to God, you tell God exactly how you feel. Like, of course, don't what do they call it? Dang, now I can't think of the doggone name. Like use his name in vain or something like that. But
don't
you
be
gotta
sacrilegious.
talk to God like he knows what you're going through. He knows how you really feel. He already knows.
He already knows your heart and how you feel.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he already knows your heart. So if you come to him and be like, now this knucklehead son of mine, Lord, I don't know what to do with him, Lord. You're going to have to help me, Lord. I'm about to bust him aside. Look, Jesus.
Look,
Jesus.
God
Sweet
be
little
Lord.
baby Jesus wrapped in swaddling clothing. I need you. Okay? But then
keep
another
me
thing,
from
Charlie,
killing this
remember,
mofo.
right? But remember, she also said it had to be centered around the bisector. So even if she gave you a Bible verse, if she give it to you, it has to be based off of something going on in the B sector or a certain situation. So it definitely have to coincide or correlate around the B sector when you do tell your message for each verse.
I hope
And
she
that's
give it to
why
us beforehand.
I'm very interested. That's why I'm very interested. Because this is
I'd
going to
like
be
to
good.
see that. I wish she'd let me be a judge. I swear.
See, I don't want to be a judge because although I was not born in church, but raised up in church from like 3rd grade on, I was raised up in church. I know church. My mother, she had a license to preach. She did preach for some time. My godmom, she also was a pastor. She had her own church for some time. So I'm really raised up around the church community, but I still got that little, that honoriness in me that I'm like I ain't no don't let me decide who gonna win because I'm still a little ratchet, still a little ghetto, and still a little rough around the edges.
Of all that, but I'm
still rough around the edges. So I don't want to judge nothing like that because I know these people are gonna really come across and bring a message.
I want to hear it. I want to hear it so bad because here's the thing. A lot of people don't know this why I got my personal relationship and it's so strong with God. At 20 years old, when I was my first and only pregnancy almost died, I got told, they called in my entire family. And after you have that kind of experience, you have no choice but at that time but to lean on God. And the only thing I kept begging him was for my son to live. I didn't care about myself. But that made my relationship with him so much stronger. You know what I'm saying? and nothing can shake that faith now. I don't
Yep.
talk about it all the time, you know what I'm saying? Because it's a heavy story. But my son is here and I am here, and by God's good graces, we both here because he wasn't supposed to make it either. I went into labor at 27 weeks.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And I went into complete liver failure.
Lord have mercy.
I had never done drugs, never did anything. I was going to the doctor every time I was supposed to, everything. You know, I was a healthy 20-year-old woman. Shouldn't have, nothing happened like that. And the doctor still can't explain. I'm actually a case study for that because it was unusual what happened to me. But he's here and he doesn't have any mental problems. He does have mild CP and had an eye disease because of being born so early. And he had surgery on both. And you wouldn't even know that he had any of those problems.
And that's when you say, but God.
Thank you, Jesus. That's why I say, like,
yes.
I can't wait and see what they do because here's the thing about the beef sector. They messy as hell.
Yes, they are.
So to see the mess get turned into a message is going to be really good because there's a lot of people that have similar stories to what I've been through and some, like, let's say some of the stuff you went through, your struggle and whatnot. And to see them turn that mess into a message would be amazing. To turn it from something negative to positive. Because you know I'm all about positivity, even though I'm a messy little shit.
Yeah, because the thing about it is most of us in the B sector, we have a church background. Like, I don't know if you were watching me when I used to have my pastor on here and our show was called From the Pulpit to the Hood Table. And he actually wants to bring that back because that was something we did before the Rona. And we used to actually do it at the church. We used to be in the sanctuary in front of the pulpit. We would have a table and I would have my laptop and we would do it from the church. Then the Rona hit, and so everybody was at home and all this kind of. But then we just got kind of off from doing it. But we did it for quite some time, and it was called From the Pulpit to the Hood Table. And my pastor, he's the type of pastor where he loves God, he believes in God, he believes in the Bible, he worships, you know, all that kind of stuff, right? But he also from the streets. He was raised in the hood. He knows all about the street life and, you know, making bad decisions. And he knows all that stuff, like a lot of us do. And it just find out that after he got older, he decided to follow in the paths of his forefathers who were preachers. And he decided to be a pastor himself. So when he would always come on my show, it wouldn't be like you sitting up in church on a Sunday and they just preaching fire and brimstone. You know, we would speak about like a Bible verse or something in the church, and we would correlate that to sometimes things going on with celebrities, sometimes things going on in trending news, sometimes with the president. I mean, we would be discussing all type of stuff. So it wasn't like this preachy, you know, I'm in church and I'm getting scolded and all this kind of stuff on our shows. It was really fun and really entertaining, and people loved it. So we are going to like bring that back, you know, to the hood table. But
I want to see it.
Yep, and all the people in our church, like church mothers and fathers, that they enjoyed it, but also these ratchet ass people over here in the B sector enjoyed it too. You know what I'm saying?
We like it. What you talking about? We may be ratchet, but we love our God. What you talking about?
Thank you. That's what I'm saying. I think this could be like a combination of the B sector mess and God in the Bible and church and bring it together. Because, like my pastor always say, everybody needs to know God. Everybody needs Jesus. You're going to need him eventually one day. Shoot, from the pulpit to the hood table.
You got to bring that back so I can watch it. Cause see,
oh my God, it used to be so fun. Like, and when we stopped, people was emailing me, texting me, when y'all gonna come back? Where's the pastor? How's the pastor? I'm like, he all right.
I disappeared when VS disappeared. A lot of people don't know that. I would come check in a little bit, but it didn't sit right with me to be in the sector without her, if that makes sense.
I understand. And we was back when she was gone. So that was before, because she just came back last February, March?
Yeah, it's been like a year now.
Yeah, so we were doing that show before then, you know. Before
I
the
left in 2000. It was either 2018 or 2019 when she left, and I came around a little bit. Like I would check in with people. I'd go click on certain people's stuff and see how they were doing, and then you wouldn't see me no more for a while. It just didn't
Mm-hmm.
feel right to me with what, because I always felt like what happened to her was a setup.
Yeah.
I did. And so it didn't feel right to be in that space without her.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's
I
like,
get you.
it's my loyalty. You know how my loyalty is set up, like my check-ins and savings.
And I always felt it was a setup too, but I wasn't as close to her as you were and some of her other people was. Like I was an onlooker, somebody who always watched her, somebody who always, thought that a lot of things that were done to her was wrong.
Yeah.
But I was also like, okay, some stuff that she did too. Yeah, I think that's wrong too. Oh, that's messed up. Oh shit. But I was never a judger, like, because if you've been in this sector from the beginning, it's like, how can you judge? I hate when people do that. Like they judge this person, but they let this person do this. Or they judge that
Yeah.
person and let that person do that. Like, come on now, we all do some F shit over here. Like for real.
It's
Like
the beef
you can't
sector.
just be like,
Ain't
oh, well,
nobody
this person
innocent.
called my mama, but this person called my job. Well, this person does this. It's like they all was doing stuff over here that they probably shouldn't have been doing. So I never took it like, oh, she was the worst one. And I never thought she was the worst one because I always said she usually retaliated. She
I will
usually
say
wouldn't even
that.
be bothering people. And people would do stuff to her and she would retaliate. And people didn't like how she retaliated. And that's why a
BS
lot of
wise,
people hated her.
she's always had this rule that she's stuck with that I've seen. Not to start stuff. You get what I'm saying? But if they come at her, then she's gonna go back at them.
And that's
I
literally
will
my
say that.
life. That's literally my life. That's my G code. That's my street code. That's my hood code. You don't mess with me, and I don't mess with you.
Night night, Elias Toto. Hope you have
You
a
know
good
what I'm
night,
saying?
beautiful.
So, good night, Aaliyah. She said, I have to go wake up at 4 a.m., but have a blessed night. What time is it? Oh, it's 10:43. Okay. So yeah, we
Yeah,
probably should be getting off of here soon anyway. I don't have to be up that early, but I do have to be up at 6. But
yeah.
I've been just
I
enjoying
t-
myself over here. I'm glad you went live because that show was scrolling through the like, who should I watch? Who should I watch? Who's live? And I was just bypassing a lot of people. Like, I don't want to watch them right now. I don't want to watch them. Then I saw you was live. I was like, oh yeah, Charlie's live.
Let me go up over here. That's the way I feel when you go live. Sometimes I'm like, man, I'm scrolling through. There's quite a few people. I don't want to go over there. I don't know about that too much. I ain't.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh,
Yep.
hey,
Yep. Yep. So, she said this was a great live, Charlie.
thank you, Elias Toto, beautiful, and thank
Yes,
you
it
everybody that
was.
showed up tonight. Woo woo. I'm
Yeah,
trying to
make
get
sure
my
you
watch
guys like and
hours.
share. Make sure y'all like and share and subscribe to Charlie. Let's get her up to 1K and hit her Cash App too, by the way. Donate to the Cash App. Mhm.
What
Yep,
do
I
you
got you. I got you,
do?
boo.
I'll be doing your butt too. I'll be like, make sure you hear our cash app.
Yeah, hit the Cash App. Thank you, Leah. She said, oh, she's so sweet.
BA
Hey,
Superstar,
BA
hope you have a good
Superstar.
night.
Salute.
Also, I'm so sorry what happened to you with all those like people bothering you over those receipts and you those uh what was those things called them that group thing, you know what those the ones that read out those things. I forgot. I hope nobody bothered you too much on that. You always welcome over here, boo. Don't let nobody be. Oh yeah, that stuff. WhatsApp. That WhatsApp. See, I forgot the name of it. I
Girl, don't you
apologize.
got mess around no WhatsApp. There's about WhatsApp. I forgot all about a WhatsApp. I like, what is a WhatsApp? Then I remember, oh yeah, that's that thing that people use sometimes to communicate for free if they people's live in another country or something like that. And I was like,
That's where the
oh
scammers try to get your ass.
yes, yes, honey. Hey, you live and you learn. You live and you learn, superstar. Live and you learn.
I'm gonna tell
Sure.
you something. I learned this from many, many, many years ago, back when I was first with this. I saw people get on them discords and get on them back chats and do all that stuff and private messages. You got to be careful with that stuff. That's why you don't see me behind the scenes with a lot of folks because
Because it's never
they'll-
really private.
yeah, and it's never really private. And on Mad Day, they're going to try to expose you. So you got to just be careful who you interact with on here. You get what I'm saying? Like I interact with the hood
Yeah.
table. I love the hood table. Me and the hood tab ain't got no issues. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But if it's
Yep.
some random, I'm not gonna do that because you may be trying to set me up. You know what
Yep.
I'm saying?
I ain't trying to set up nobody because I don't want to be set up my damn self. And I ain't got time to do like you know how people be saying I come on here and then I get off and go along with my life. That's what most of us do. I really do believe that. But a lot of people they literally carry this stuff all day with them. And they be thinking of ways to get back at people all day and thinking of ways to scheme and plot and plan. I ain't got that to do. But I was gonna ask you, what is a Discord?
A Discord? Okay, I know how to create one from top to bottom. I've even moderated for some really huge Discord bots. It's basically you have channels in it, right? And you can add your audience to it. You can have different channels in there where they can chat, kind of like it. It's kind of like a private Facebook group, but more involved. Gamers use it a lot.
Because when I tried to look it up and try to find out what it was, and I probably should just ask my son because he's a gamer. I don't know why I just didn't ask him. But I did read something in there that said it was gamers use it a lot and stuff like that. I'm like, I never really understood what it was. Yeah.
Basically, you could add all your audience to it, and you can set up a bot that will share your streams automatically to it. So that's why a lot of gamers use it, so that they automatically get the notification that you're live on different platforms.
Okay.
So it's actually really easy to use. If you ever did, or anybody for that matter, whether it be VS or anyone, wanted to set one up for professional reasons, you also got to make sure people don't bring mess in there. You know what I'm saying? Too much. For professional reasons, I can teach you how to do that.
Oh, okay.
I can create from top to bottom. It's easy. It's not that hard.
I just wanted to know what it was. I'm not really. I like to keep it on here. Like, there's a few people I might talk to behind the scenes on IG, or I even got a few phone numbers. People got my number. But it's just a small few, and it's people that I really feel like I can trust. And even though still there's certain things that I feel like even if we're on here and you feel like you can totally trust somebody, you still don't gotta tell everybody everything. And if you're not comfortable with it being on here, exactly. Always act like you're being recorded. And if you don't want something repeated on here, don't even say it. Don't even say it. That's what I hate about the people on here who, like with the Snoop thing, like you up here talking all that big mad, you doing the big one on the phone, and then when they put it on here, oh well, it wasn't even like that. And then no, stand in your shit.
Say what you did. Tell the truth, sisters. Don't try to play no games. If you did something, admit to well, I did it, and what? You know what I'm saying?
Because anything I've ever said, if I've ever been recorded, anything I've ever said, I would not be upset if it came out. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it did. I ain't never, because I'm not the kind of person who just be behind the scenes plotting and planning. Now, I might be behind the scenes and say, girl, did you see what Tracy did? Girl, what you think about this? Oh my God, we should go live and talk about this. Oh my God, did you watch this video? No, you need to get your ass over there to that video. You know, it's like some shit like that.
I might be like,
a lot of us do.
Did you see what person said about you?
Exactly. Like, I mean, most people do stuff like that, but there are people in here who is very conniving and malicious, and you just can't trust everybody with your thoughts.
There's a couple people on here that I have no personal beef with, but I ain't messing with them.
Hey, girl, and we ain't even gonna say no names.
I ain't putting no names to it, but I'm just saying from past experience, what I've seen you do, I ain't messing with you.
Charlie, what I always say, you have to believe people when they show you who you are. So if I see people on here being malicious, like a lot, or conniving or scheming, dragging kids, you know, there's all kind of just, you know, stuff that I'm like not cool with. You ain't talking to me behind the scenes. Like you done doxed 50, 11 people on here, and you want to talk to me behind the scenes?
No, ma'am.
You better keep it on the tube. Keep it on the tube.
There ain't but one person on here, and that person knows exactly who they are that has my actual phone number. Nobody else has it.
Yep. Well, I probably say I think 1, 2, 3. I think I think 4 people. Yeah, I think 4 people have my phone number and I got theirs. And we talk from here to there sometimes every day. Girl, we be waking up in the morning sometimes. Girl, did you catch such and such live? And we talk about other stuff too, like family stuff. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
nothing too deep that we can't feel like it can't be repeated. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you always
So
do that, even with real life friends.
exactly. I don't tell my real life friends everything,
I'm
and
not
I
going
don't
to tell
expect them to
everybody
tell me
everything.
everything. You
They, but
know?
one person I tell everything to, and that's my partner in life.
Exactly. The person who helps you move through life, helps you pay bills, help you raise your children, help you become a better person, that person, shoot, pillow talk all you want. Shoot.
As long as you know that that's the person you're going to be with the real chef, don't pull no thing
Exactly.
like where you know they dating people on YouTube
Not
and
just some
stuff
side
like
chick,
that.
not some
Don't be.
side chick or somebody with 9 babies, 9 kids. Let me leave that alone. Let me leave that
I'm
alone.
just gonna say, I'm gonna say one thing about that. That's when you need to get your tubes cut, tied, pulled, and burnt.
Girl, did you see me, Charlie? I was talking about that this morning. I said, I understand you might be allergic to latex and you might be allergic to birth control, but what happened to getting your stuff cut, burn, clip, throw it away? Just throw the whole cooch away. Just throw it away. Like, come on now. There's still other alternatives.
Here's the thing.
No.
I don't like condoms, but I also have only had 3 partners in my entire life, so therefore I didn't need them like that because I wasn't out here just being willy nilly with my coochie.
Child, I'm so sensitive. I'm so sensitive. You can probably wear 3 condoms and I still get excited. I've never had a problem with condoms. Now, one thing I have had is birth control, and I talked about that this morning on my show too, because I went through several different birth controls when I was younger, and they all had a bad effect on my blood pressure, and my doctor would have to put me on blood pressure medicine. And one time I had to even be in the hospital, hospitalized. So he said, you know what, Tanya, you just gonna have to either not have sex or just use condoms. And that's basically what I did. So I got a 27-year-old, a 23-year-old, and I only had 2 kids, and I did okay, I guess.
I
But
got
yeah,
one.
ain't no way I just be up there raw dogging and just no.
I take the Depo-Provera shot every 3 months, and it's
Girl.
99.9% accurate.
And it
And I ain't
is.
having no more.
And it
I
is.
would
Even though
I
I know
would
some
do some of
people.
the others, but because of my liver
Mhm.
condition, there's certain things I can't take. So
Exactly. And like even that one, I know people who went from 100 pounds to 300 pounds on them things. So it all depends on your
each
body.
yep.
But
I
after
don't have any
7, 8
problems.
years, shit, just take it out. Just take it out and throw it away. Throw it in the garbage disposal. I don't want it. I don't need
Girl,
it.
I tried. I tried to get them to do that to me after I had my son, but they said you're too
You
young.
are
You're
too
not 20.
young. You are too
You had to
young.
be over 24, and or at least have 3 or more kids. I'm like, but I can't
You
have
just
no more
gotta go
kids.
to a different doctor because yeah, they do be trying that. They do be trying that, but it's still up. It's totally up to you. They can tell you, yeah, you too young. You probably gonna want 3, 4, 5 more kids. If you get them tied, you can always get them reversed.
See, I
Now, if
was
you
trying to
get them
tell her
burnt and flip, that's
because of
different.
my health condition, I can't get pregnant again because by the time I get 7 and 8 months, the weight of the pregnancy would kill my liver and then kill me. Right.
Yeah.
So I can't do that. And I was like, hello, this is for my health. This is not, you know.
Child. Oh
And
yeah,
so
you can. Yeah, you got. Sometimes you gotta fight for your rights.
to
You know when you really
party.
want
Okay.
something. Girl, I knew you was gonna do that.
You know me. You know some words make me think of music.
But that also reminded me of the Super Bowl when that one football player, he was on there. You gotta fight for your rights.
Right.
Hey, to party. Oh
I
my god.
love that halftime show. That was a good halftime show.
Yeah,
And
it
I
was
did
good.
hear where Alicia Keys' voice cracked a little, but I'm like, hey, she may be sick. You don't know what's going on with her, how much she practiced for this Super Bowl. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And she's singing live, might I add. I was like, of course, sometimes
Yeah.
people are going to mess up. They ain't going to be perfect all the damn time.
I think she did good. And yeah, you're right
I
about
did.
that because a lot of people didn't even notice. I noticed when she was cracking, but I also noticed when he was cracking too. But a lot of people ain't saying that. But yeah, there was some times with Usher, he was cracking too, and I heard it. And I was like, oh,
There
but
was
you know,
sometimes he was
people
out of breath because he was dancing. But hey,
exactly.
they were
Exactly.
doing it live and they didn't use a pre-record. You got to give them their props on that. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. And that's
They
what I
did it
loved about it.
100%.
They weren't pre-recorded. They were literally live. Because a lot of people, even in concerts, they use pre-recordings. Because
Mhm.
especially if you're a dancer and you be all over the stage doing all those dances, your voice gonna be like up and down and choppy and stuff like that when you're trying to sing. So they usually have that stuff pre-recorded.
Oh yeah, that's one thing I've always loved about my favorite singer, which is Pink. She's
Uh-huh.
always, even when she's doing the upside down aerials, her mic is always live. She
I
doesn't do
love
any
Pink.
pre-recordings. I love
Oh
her.
my God, I love me some Pink. Boy, I always love me some Pink.
I just like her because she's like in your face about it. I like people like that. I like all people that are like that.
Yeah,
They're
she's so cool. She like the kind of person you can kick it with on the
yeah,
weekend. You know what I'm saying? That's Pink. Yeah.
yeah. There's a lot of people like that I like in the music industry, and there's just some that I just like to listen to occasionally, and there's
Uh-huh.
others that I just don't pay attention to what they do in their private life because then it'll mess up my
Exactly.
a like of their music. They could have went all day without telling me about the R. Kelly situation. Just keep it away from me, damn it! You just messed up all my good songs.
Ah! Well, that's a whole nother topic. I don't even want to get
Nah,
into.
no,
But
that's just your merch. That's your merch.
I still got all his music. I just ain't listened to it in a while. But again, that's a whole nother topic. But
But think,
anyway, it was good talking to you this evening, boo.
yeah, girl, you gotta get you some rest, and I do too. Because if you know me and you, if we get on here racket jawing, we won't never shut up.
I know, and that's why on the hood table I'll be like, y'all, somebody keep track of time because we will be on here. We ain't gonna do no limit. We ain't gonna do no S Hutchinson, no 11, 12, 13 hours, but
Uh-uh.
we'll do 3, 4. I think the most we did was probably 5 or something.
Yeah, I think one
But
night it was 5 or 6 hours.
and you just get lost and you don't think about the time and or you be like okay we're gonna wrap up in a minute but one more thing and then that just turns into another hour so yeah.
We did that one night. I remember that. It was like, oh, did
Yep.
you see? And then it turned into a whole another hour and a
I
half.
was like, y'all holding me hostage.
You know you loved it.
I do, and that's the thing. I swear I do. When I'm having a good conversation and I'm up here with my peeps, my gang or whatever as QB
Mhm.
calls it, my gang, I be like, don't. It's like a good phone call. You don't want to hang up the phone, girl, child. But yeah, I do understand. We all got jobs and kids and all that kind of stuff. And I've been off for 2 days. I took off yesterday. I took off today. So it's back to the grind tomorrow. But thankfully, I work from home, so I literally just gotta roll out the bed and walk down the hall to my office and clock in. But
Well, thank you for
still, I
coming
need
up
my sleep.
tonight. And thank you for being here and having the conversation with me.
Anytime. I didn't even see your link was dropped at first. I was just in the chat, and then you said, you were saying who owe you a car, and you was like, hit the link, and I scrolled up. I said, oh shoot, she done dropped the link. Let me
I
hit
had
this
it
old
pinned,
line.
it did. I had it pinned,
Yeah.
it did.
Because I didn't even see it at first, and I was like, "Oh, she dropped the link," or so. Yeah, so I hit the link, but yeah,
Yeah, I keep it.
love
I
you,
try to
though.
pin it during the very beginning. That way, I won't forget to do it the rest of the way because I got ADHD.
Girl. No problem. I understand, but I love you. I enjoyed the
I love
show.
you.
I enjoyed the chat, and I hope everybody had a wonderful Valentine's Day. Even if you don't have no Valentine, be your own Valentine. Okay, all right. And on that note, I holla.
Bye.
Bye.
Keep it hood.
All right, girl, you already know. All right, I'll talk to you later, babes.
All right. Bye, beautiful.
Bye.
Thank you all for coming out tonight. And I hope you have a good night. Be a superstar, Lady S. Anybody who else is still in the skybox or in the chat. If y'all make sure y'all hit that like, subscribe, and all that, share if you can. I can also, I'm gonna do another live eventually and tell y'all how to get y'all's community walls, because as long as you got, I think it's more than, I think you don't even have to have that many subscribers nowadays to even get your community wall. I think it's like 50 subscribers. But I'm gonna do some more lives on that and teach y'all some more about internet safety and all these good things, you know. And we just over here chatting and chilling in my channel. That's what it's gonna be. We're gonna chat and chill, and we're gonna have some good times. And you're all welcomes over here. And y'all have a blessed night. Much love. Peace out. And remember to always send love to everybody. And I love all my Charlie's Angels. Bye. Let me do.
No disrespect, baby, but you ain't shit. Yeah, I know I'm petty, bitch, but I do not care, bitch. Yeah, I know I'm petty, bitch, but I do not care, bitch. I cannot stand your ass. You get no love over here, ho. I cannot stand your ass. You get no love over here, ho. I know I'm petty, bitch, but I do not care, bitch. Look, I hope your light bulb is blue, now you in the dark. Hope you wake up in the morning and your car don't start. I hope you feel embarrassed. Hope you get the bubble guts in your ass, got a shit while you stuck in traffic. Hope you got dirty dishes. Hope your weed itch and you gotta pat your damn head every couple minutes. I hope your nail break. I hope your stomach cramping hard and your period stay on a couple extra days. I hope your feet hard. I hope you grocery shopping, you forget the pin number to your EBT card. I hope you mad, ho. Next time you get your hair dead, I pray your bang cricket in your track show. I hope you need braces. I hope your phone go dead in the middle of your